I'll come to this part where you people can talk about what you did at Reliance. But most importantly, one of the challenges that I find most of the students facing is the hesitation to ask for like ask their parents or ask their uncles or aunts that can you please refer me to this company or this and that. Especially with lot of my friends, I see कि अरे यार नहीं माँ बाप की मदद से नहीं जाना है, and this kind of a mental block where they really think that if I ask my parents or if I ask my uncle, then it is not really my achievement. I mean, why do you think most of the people are into this kind of a mindset, which is completely wrong? Because either you
Because
have to get into there, do the work, get the experience, and then get hired in a company, or else it's not
yeah,
happening.
because ideally the reason that people hesitate at first asking about referrals is because they've never done it earlier. Since you've already given a lot of exams, you've given your JEE, you've given your other CET exams as well. So you're familiar on how to give big exams as such. So you won't be hesitating to give your final exam for Manipal as such. You wouldn't, right? For
Yeah.
end semester exams. But since you've never asked somebody for a referral or how it is, so they're unfamiliar with how exactly does this work. They don't realize that this is not only asking for referrals is not only a BTech thing, but it is a very big MBA thing as well. So this the asking for referrals, so can you refer me to this position, is not only happening across the junior positions but also in the senior positions as well. So the sooner or later that the veil that like, oh my god, asking for referrals is such a big thing. Unless and until that myth is busted, I don't think people will be more upfront asking for referrals, because this is something that is a very, what should I say, essential thing. If you want to get your foot into the door, asking for referrals or going through your alumni networks is something that every student should learn about. Because even when you look into for students when they go into their masters, they would also have to map certain professors as well, as in approaching professors and being like, sir, I'm a student in this field, I have done my internships and research work in this division, and I would like to know more about this in your college. So like, could you please be putting in a good word as such? I'm completely unaware in that field, but I'm aware that this is certainly something that people should do, because it only increases their chances. And what's the worst that can happen? The worst they'll say is no. That's the best thing. That the worst thing they'll say is no. They won't be like, oh no, you just asked me for a referral. Guess what? I'll just blacklist you out of everything. No, this does not happen. The worst thing they'll be like, oh, currently there is no position available for you. We'll try for you next time. That is the worst thing that can happen to you. The best thing is they'll be like, oh, there is a position. Here, give me your resume. I'll just process it, and then you can sit for interviews. And that's the best thing there is. So there is no like literal con as such asking for a referral, but the people hesitate because they have never done something like this ever. Like I mean, to be honest, even I haven't done something like this on a very regular basis, so even I'm sort of new to this, but I do know that this does happen, and this is something that students who want to explore more opportunities should do. Definitely, like reaching out to your alumni, reaching out to your if your parents know somebody, then that is definitely something that students should look into.
Soumya, what's your take on this? Why most people feel hesitant to ask their parents for a referral or uncle for a referral? Do you think it's a cultural problem that we have? Like बचपन से इतना एग्जाम लिख लिख के हम लोग बड़े हुए हैं, and then let's say if we have failed in a few exams, we feel कि ऐसे ही हर जगह पे जाना है. Do you think that is the case?
Um, I think there are two main areas that you have to look into. First is the Indian mentality that you are greater than
Yeah.
everybody else. So that is the first block. So that is when you're like, I can't ask for help from anybody. I have to do this on my own. Like that. And the second thing is that you're worried about the outcome. Like, what if you don't get in? Or what if you don't receive a reply mail? Or what if they don't accept you even after you send your resume? So these two hurdles are something that like Arvind said, it's very important that you get used to asking for references. And one of the things that you could do is go on LinkedIn and search for the company, and then search for people working in that company and from your college or for the role that you're applying for. So you can, there's something called InMail in LinkedIn. So you can send out like just a template like, hi, my name is Soumya and I'm interested in working in your company, and I would like to connect with you, know more about the job, and I'll send you my resume. You can go through my LinkedIn profile, and if you like my profile, then maybe you can refer me to your bosses. That is it. That is all you have to do, and then you have to forget about it. And अगर वो reply करेंगे तो they'll reply.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just move on. That's all.
The best thing we can do is try. That is about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like doing something is better than doing nothing, man. It's always
Yeah.
better.
So I think for the viewers, for those who are watching this, especially let's say students, who have, mostly especially middle class students, I would say like me, who have struggled to pretty much to get into a good colleges and stuff. Uh, Good college, I'm saying in the sense that like not like in an IIT and all, but let's say for any middle class, I guess studying in Manipal is a financial struggle also. So let's say, and mostly I've seen that even I was also struggling with the same kind of mindset कि माँ बाप से जाके अभी मैं मांगूंगा कि थोड़ा हेल्प कर दो एक रेफरेंस के लिए, तो वो कहेंगे अरे हेल्प ही करना है तो तुम्हें क्यों इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ा रहा हूँ. So that kind of struggle I'm saying. For those of you who also come with this struggle, I guess one of the best learning that Soumya and Arvind told us is that you can't do anything just alone. You have to ask for help if you have to move forward. And I guess the trick is to know how to ask for help, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely. You can't just like be like, sir,
कि
job.
भैया help कर दो. That's not what.
It's not
That's
something
not
because even they get like
Oh, you
100
don't need
emails.
to sound desperate, I say.
Yeah. You could just tell them that you're applying for it. You want to know more about the field that they're in, and you can just ask about like what exactly did they do and how exactly did they plan on their career. Because we see a lot of our alumni who have attended schools, business schools, as well as masters plus PhD, and then going into an MBA. So you could just ask them what was their motivation to do this the dual degree, or like how exactly did they plan out their career. Like did they get any scholarships? So even you can get some insight into them, because if they did get some scholarships, even you could apply for that. You can get some financial relief in that aspect, and even they can ask that how exactly did they find their first job after coming out of college or something like that. This will certainly this insight that they give to you will also be beneficial for like a lot of students.
Yeah, I think most of Indian students, we as Indian students, we just need to develop this attitude of talking to unknown people a bit more
Yeah.
freely,
Yeah.
especially through LinkedIn. We are taught this, no, that uh, अनजान लोगों से बात मत करना. I think that is a complete lie, and that is a very wrong teaching that we all get.
Certain aspects, yes.
Yeah,
Certain-
and
Yeah,
it's like for me,
yeah,
you were
yeah.
saying
Soumya,
something.
go ahead.
I think for me, it's personally more of the fact that I have a bit of ego, but at the same time, I'm scared of talking to people because I know that I won't be able to speak as properly as I can when I'm talking to a senior person, So that issue, but also like, I am in a very good college and I am doing chemical and I have interned at this company. I still have to ask for referral now. So there are two aspects, but then it's a pretty good culture for references because then you can get to connect with more people. There's like a benefit of networking.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम है शिवम चौहान और आप देख रहे हैं ऑयलगैज़म। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया तो इसे लाइक करें, शेयर करें, कमेंट करके बताएं कि कैसा लगा। आगे आने वाले हमारे वीडियोस के लिए हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन दबाना ना भूलें। धन्यवाद। अरे एक बात तो मैं बताना भूल ही गया, इस वीडियो का टाइम स्टैम्प एपिसोड देखने के लिए इधर क्लिक करें। चलिए फिर मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में, तब तक के लिए देखते रहिए ऑयलगैज़म। धन्यवाद।